YouTube, Blow Your Gang, everywhere else. You're listening to the best damn combat sports and entertainment show on YouTube. Welcome to We Talk Combats with myself, King. I have my co-host here with me as well. First, shout out to the lovely Queen. How are you today, babe?
I am most excellent. I am excited to talk about this week's results.
Nice. What up, bro? How you doing today, BA?
I'm good to go. Look like it's gonna be an explosive episode.
Yes, sir. What up, Dev? How you feeling today, bro?
I'm doing all right. Good to be alive on a Sunday.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. We have a lot of things to talk about today. Actually, some exciting things. But first and foremost, if you could, please hit that subscribe button somewhere near Devon's left shoulder. If you could, if you're new to the channel, and also hit that like button for us. And before we continue on, also follow us on We Talk Combat Clips if you haven't already, where we show all our condensed short versions of our shows. Hit us up over there. We're trying to get our follower count over there up there as well. Help us out if you could. Let's get right to the show. We got a good one today. Highs and lows. All right, Joe. So this week we had a Raw, Smackdown, some other things. No PLE yet, not yet at least. I guess we can get straight to Raw and give your overall highs, lows of the show, and also your letter grade. I'm gonna go around the room, round table style as I always do. Start with you, babe. What was your overall opinion of Raw this week, and what's your letter grade for the show?
So, one second, I was trying to make sure I was in the right spot. So this week kind of was again a carryover of everything that's been leading up to the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring. So, like the main things that were like the huge topics this week were, well, poor Liv Morgan, if I recall correctly, she got injured this week, so she's going to be out for a second, possibly. A lot of people thought it was kayfabe, but if you go back and watch it, she just landed really wrong on her arm, and if I recall correctly, it's a shoulder injury. I'm sure they're probably going to address it more on the show, probably this upcoming episode, but that was the major thing that like really kind of stopped me in my tracks. Otherwise, we just kept going along with everything else. As it was kind of funny though, the lead up to the Liv Morgan was that she was talking all her trash, and it's crazy because her match was maybe like 14 seconds long. Like it was literally like probably like 14 seconds before she got injured. It really just started. Um, we had like some fatal four ways going on. Asuka had her return, so it was kind of exciting seeing her back in the ring. She looked really good. It was nice seeing the pops for her as well. There was a few other like major things that I wanted to talk about, but I feel like a lot of people are going to touch on them. So I'm going to kind of save a little bit of it. But there was Gunther addressing, all the backlash that he got from getting the heavyweight champion titleship. So he was blah, blah, blah. We got to see Goldberg this week as well. So that was kind of funny seeing him because I didn't see the last time that he did an appearance, but he has a match, I guess, coming up as well. So that's as well going to be talked about. But as I said, it was a lot of just more of the Dirty Dom storyline, and just AJ Styles is really dated. So I'm gonna give this week a C. Actually, I thought last week was better, but I do feel like this week was a little bit weaker as far as Monday.
Okay. So a C grade, you said, correct?
Yeah, and I really gave it the C because Asuka returned, so that was kind of cool.
Okay. Oscar. All right, BA. What's your thoughts on this week's Raw, bro? What's your overall grade?
I thought it was pretty decent. They tried some different things out, and I actually appreciated it. One, shout out to Corey Graves. I think he's better than Pat McAfee, but I know they got Pat on there for selling tickets and things like that. But Corey Graves on announcement tip, he worked very well with Michael Cole. So that's one. Second, I like the fact that Liv and Dom actually opened the show. It was different, other than the normal champions that we get over and over and over again, which is fine. I don't want them to continue this, but it was a nice change of pace when it comes to opening the show. And then you got EO had a little moment, and then that's it for EO. I wish EO would do more. She's a grab. She's an attention person, and she just doesn't get at this point the just due as being a champion. And it's starting to get on my nerves a little bit, but we keep it moving. Like you said, Oscar, she definitely won. Shout out to the face paint. Gee, this woman, I don't know how long she takes doing a face paint. I know Queen, based off the show that you do, you probably definitely love and support that aspect of it.
Absolutely. It's given some Jeff
Absolutely right.
Hardy.
Great job at that. So yeah, so she won. I guess the main highlight of that match was Stephanie Valkyrie. I look, her dragon screw that she does, it feel like she's gonna take off the other person's knee every time she does it. So she does a great job of that. Gunther and Goldberg. Look, shout out to Gunther. This should have came after the Pat McAfee brawl that he had. This should have been right there. I understand Goldberg was injured, so the timing of it is not where it should be. But it should have came. He should have been the one rescuing Pat McAfee for a one night only type of event. But it is what it is. And Gunther, I mean, he probably got spat on at least 14 times. I mean, he was dodging the spit. I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous. Is this Any Given Sunday? Is this Al Pacino and Jimmy
It was
Fox?
kind of heavy this week.
It was
They're
crazy
really
with it,
leaning
right?
into
So, that happened, right? So we, keep it moving. AJ and JD, they fought each other. AJ is just giving phenomenal matches. No pun intended. Actually, let's put the pun in there at this point, right? He's giving phenomenal matches week in, week out. And hopefully, him and Dawn actually gets a legit match. We'll see what happens when that comes. Bailey and Becky. Becky wore all of Seth Rollins' Chicago Bear attire to Green Bay. It was a great heel move. Like, she's really embracing this whole heel thing. I already forgot about Lyra. I don't even know that she actually wrestles anymore because I'm just basically becoming a fan of Becky all over again. And now Bailey comes. I'd rather just see them two fight than bringing back Lyra. But shout out to Lyra. She's working. You commented, Queen. You talked about the Liv injury. Sad, really sad. It was a routine thing. Unlike Zoe, which was just her messing up. It just happens to be that Kairi Sane was in both of these matches, right? But we're not going to put no blame on her.
Yeah, and plus Liv was trying to build up a major storyline right now, so now she's going to get put on the back burner
for like 6 months. That's what they're saying. So 4 to 6 months, she's out. So we'll see what happens with Evolution and everything like that. And then a big four-way: Jay, Rusev, Sheamus, and Big Bronson. Jay won. I think we kind of seen that coming. Actually, I like to hear King and your thoughts once it comes around. Shout out to Dev, but I know you like the heavyweight, so this is pretty much the most heavyweight you're going to get in one match. So I'm actually interested in seeing hearing your thoughts on that. And I guess the main thing out of that takeaway was the fact that you had the standoff between Cody and Seth, and that was organic. That was they weren't really beefing like that week in, week out. They just caught a moment, and then the crowd went crazy over that. And let's see how Triple H messes this up. So with that being said, I'm gonna give it up. It kept me entertained the whole entire night. So that's if it does that, that's automatically a B. I didn't necessarily have no bathroom break moments when it came to this particular show. So I'm gonna give it a B-.
All right, nice. So we have a C and a B-. Devin, what's your overall thoughts on the show, and what's your grade?
I'm actually going to follow Queen's example. I'm going to stay with a C. And first, I want to say, with the Liv Morgan situation, I hope that she gets better. Y'all know that I love Liv, and this is nothing to laugh at. So I hope that
I know
for her. So I hope that she has a quick and safe recovery. That was a bad landing, and it's just crazy how something so simple can do so much damage. And I guess it just shows how much that they're putting into this product is a lot on their bodies as well. So I definitely hope that she's all right. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was Goldberg or Oldberg. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see. I know that this is supposed to be his last match. I mean, I do agree that if he was going to come back, it probably would have made more sense while Gunther was attacking Pat McAfee. But I don't want to see Goldberg anymore. This is the third title reign that's been cut short because he wanted to have a match somewhere. And his match, I just don't think that it should be a title match. At this point, they're pretty much telling us that Goldberg's going to lose the match by the fact that it is a title match because they're not going to just let him walk out with the title. So I don't really have anything to look forward to other than Gunther just chopping him in his chest repeatedly. I hope that he bleeds. I just don't like Goldberg because he's famous for hurting people. So Gunther's the guy to hurt him at this point in his career, and that's probably as much as I'm looking forward to. But that's pretty much all I have for Raw.
And you said your overall grade was a C as well, right, Devon?
Yep, it's a C.
Okay. So we got a C, B, B or B plus. Which one was it? You're muted as well, B.
Minus.
B minus.
B minus.
So a C, B minus, and another C. I guess I'll go somewhere in between. Pause. I'll go C plus. I again don't have to watch this episode again. This was predictable. I don't feel like anything unpredictable happened. I'm like, I gotta go back to this. Goldberg, as you said, Devin, same thing here, man. I was a little bit of a Goldberg fan before he ended Bret Hart's career. Bret Hart, if people don't know, was my favorite wrestler of all time growing up. Shout out to BA as well. That's my guy. It's one of the things that we like connected on as far as our friendship. So Bret's that dude. So I have a natural animosity towards Goldberg and Shawn Michaels. If you don't know, a little bit of Triple H as well, because of that. But on a real tip, like just being on I guess a kayfabe tip and just wrestling or work and all of that. I understand they're doing Goldberg as his last match and all. They didn't have to destroy Jey Uso because of that, kind of like what Devin said as well. It's no reason. I don't know why they like. I thought the title could have been on the line for R-Truth and John Cena. Like, why wasn't the title on the line for that one? And then now you throw the title on the line for, you feel me, Gunther and what's his name, Goldberg or whatever, just to have a final match. And I don't even know. I for some reason it's giving me a little bit of a twist though, because I'm like, why would they put the title on the line? Are they trying to do something? Are they going to let him win to like vacate the title or something like that? Like, or is he going to win for Seth to cash it in on him in his last night? Like, that's the feeling I was getting as well. Like, does he win for Seth to then cash it in a Saturday Night Main Event and you just switch the title twice?
I think that's actually the idea that everybody's been kind of leaning towards, is that he beats Gunther and Seth cashes in.
And then Seth just cashes in on him. He loses like that. That's what I don't know why.
If that's the case, isn't it good that Jay doesn't get subjected to that? That foolishness that's about to occur?
It's good, but all of this foolishness didn't have to occur at all. You feel me? Like you screwed up not only
you're about to screw up Jay on top of that. Yes.
You're going to screw up Jay and Gunther if you do this. You feel me? Like when you could have not screwed up anybody at all, just had Goldberg versus Gunther and Gunther go over on him. But if you have Goldberg beat Gunther and then Seth beat him, then it's ego. It's why did you give him the belt? That made no sense. Like why isn't Jay still the champion right now? Going into at least the SummerSlam, we got him versus Seth Rollins or whatever like that. Just one-on-one and having them.
They ended his reign on Raw.
Yeah, ended his reign on the Raw. He barely had him. I don't think did he defend the championship on a pay-per-view? Other than Saturday Night Main Event, did he defend him like a PLE?
I don't think
he had opportunity.
Because the backlash we thought he should have, Jay, it was not a match. That's the one with Paul Logan, right? So he didn't even get it. And then the next one, it was a tag team match. Like,
hold on, just to play advocate now. Like, aren't we somewhat glad that he didn't lose on a PLE? Like, so it's like not necessarily. Oh, remember, like he was the one that lost that day. No, he lost on Raw, so he can hopefully get it back in a certain, or hopefully another PLE.
I see it the opposite way, bro. I see it as when L's aren't bad in sports entertainment because it's scripted. Where you take your L's and how you take your L's are the worst. He took an L to Gunther after making him basically tapping out himself. It wasn't a Steve Austin, I'm out and I bled and it was done. You went out and you were done and Gunther just took the title from you. And it's old news. You feel me? Like it's already swept under the rug. I don't even know if it has 1 million views online or whatever like that. Like no one cared about that at all. And you just destroyed Jay. So how do you put Jay back in it without, like, if he was the king of the ring, now he's Royal Rumble king of the ring. Like, what are you doing this for? Like, you're putting the crowd against him. You're building him the wrong way. It's not organically. When you could have just tried to do it organically, but now you took it off of him for him to win the king of the ring. I'm not even saying that's my prediction. But I'm like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, you put him in this match where going back, let me go to what you said as well about this match right here. Yeah, it's heavyweights and all that, but I already knew who was going to win. You feel like none of those other dudes are main eventers. So it was like, what the hell? None of those guys were going to win the King of the Ring. I knew Jey Uso was going to win. If it was like an open, a Sheamus fighting for the title right now or something like that, I'm like, okay, this is a different story, and it might be a great match with heavyweights and all trying to be dominant. But now you got 4 faces facing off, for the King of the Ring or whatever like that. Like, just to set up where you got to have a heel now at SummerSlam for the face to face off against, unless the face becomes a heel. It's just, I don't know, bro.
And then the crazy thing is, if you look at it, if it plays out the way we're just describing it, there's 3 transitional champions in that short period of time.
Yeah, like what? And you can't give people the championship. You can you. That's where it makes me feel. It makes me dislike Paul even more. Like, and that's when it becomes not kayfabe Triple H and what he does, but the guy that runs the show right now as far as Paul. Like, bro, you can make anybody whatever you want them to be. You just ran through 3 transitional champions.
It's always a
possibly.
choice.
It's like, yeah, like it's your choice. What are you doing? It's like, I don't know, man. I can't wait to get to SmackDown because I got some things to say about that. But with that being said, let's transition to the next show. SmackDown happened this past Friday, you guys, and the main event of the show was John Cena versus R-Truth. Not even Ron Killings. It's not even his name. It's R-Truth everywhere. They have a problem changing his name up now, allegedly. But I'll go back around the room the opposite way this time. Devon, what was your overall opinion of this show this past Friday? And give us a letter grade for it as well.
I'm gonna give it an A, and I got a few reasons for that. First off, I didn't say A+ because I'm still a little bit pissed that they're still calling Ron Killings R-Truth. I understand us kind of doing it just because we're not used to even really calling him anything different. But even in the marketing, even on the chyron that goes across the screen when he's coming out, all of that stuff still says R-Truth.
Quick question.
And I thought
Quick question. Is this a contract thing? Because remember when he was released, he wasn't necessarily like told not to come back on. It just known that he got released from his contract, or he won't renew his contract, I should say. So doesn't that mean that they have to, whatever time period that contract is, that they have to maybe see that out and then change it?
That's a good point. That's actually an awesome point.
That could be the case. That could be the case.
You keep going.
But here's the thing. But they're famous for changing names. Remember, there was a time where Vince snatched everybody's last name off of their title, their character, whatever it is. Antonio Cesaro just became Cesaro. That was his first name, but they changed their names along the way of their run or whatever the case was. So I guess contractually, if there was some sort of clause that said that he had to be called this during this time, I get it. But if there's nothing specific about that, then I don't really know why they would still call him R-Truth.
I thought maybe it was a new contract thing. That's what I thought. But again, that's just like my speculation. I don't know that for a fact.
Yeah, and I would assume just the fact that even on the website, on WWE Shop, as far as him having his speech on the commentary desk, with everything saying Ron Killings, I thought that we would see more Ron Killings.
So I'm curious, actually, maybe when they ended his contracting, they possibly already still had licensing still going for his name for a certain amount of time that might have exceeded his contract.
So that
might. Yeah, so I'm guessing, it might be like what BA was saying, that it was kind of a perpetuity thing, is that they can't technically sell anything that is R-Truth right now. It has to be Ron Killings
until his contract is done.
Yeah,
they can't sell the Ron Killings stuff until the contract is done with the R. They want to still make money off of R-Truth right
somehow,
now, which is their,
but they're trying to find a loophole.
Which is their name.
Yeah.
No, they still do as long as he got a contract.
He gets more money.
He is still under contract for that previous contract. He's not done his R-Truth contract. The one, they were not going to extend his contract, and they were going to just say go home or whatever like that and let him chill. That was the original plan. So what I think BA is saying, correct me if I'm wrong, bro, is that because he's still under that R-Truth contract, WWE is trying to make money under that R-Truth name, because that R-Truth name is WWE's. When the contract is over, we agree. Yes, if we agreed afterwards that you get full control of your name and all,
Like Edge.
we're about to give you a bunch of money based off of that. So if you get that,
Mhm.
we're going to wait till the contract is over when we give you this new one, where then we call you Ron Killings from that point on, which may be it.
Okay.
I'm not saying it. I don't think BA
Yeah,
is
I
saying
mean,
it's
obviously
not-
we're all
we don't know.
speculating
It's not-
kind of what we
But
believe.
you can see that
yeah.
it's trickling over into the locker room. Like they don't even know what to call him.
yes.
Wrong truth, wrong truth. They're fumbling, and I don't think that's scripted. I honestly think they don't know what to tell him or how to
That
address him.
I know we cutting off of each other and all. I'll go back to you, Devin, but I think that's also playing into the multiple personalities. I don't
That's
think
what I was gonna
anybody
say.
knows what's
So that's the
going
worst
on
part of it.
yet. So it's like,
I can see that.
yes, maybe, but we may be smarter than Paul. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't know that comes from us having a brain and thinking like that's how you would work. You feel me? A script and all do that, but I don't know. Hey, we can be 6 months down the line, a year down the line. They still call him R-Truth. I wouldn't be surprised that way.
That's
But
a fact too. Go ahead, Devin.
Go ahead, Devin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you actually took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say that the other angle could be the fact that they're still playing the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde split personality with him, and they could just be calling him R-Truth while he's casually going around and what have you. And he pulls the what was it? Cletus? Festus. Yeah, pulled the Festus angle and start calling him Ron Killings at that point. Who knows? Maybe this is on purpose for that purpose. I don't know. But I am glad to see that the actual match itself that happened between him and John Cena ended the way that it ended, because I was hoping that they ended in a DQ, no contest, or something along the lines, because that doesn't make either of them look weak. For whatever the reason is, it's just a no contest and they don't have to take an L really. I'm glad that they did that. But the highlight of my night, as you can see in my background, was the pipe bomb. And I could see the setup coming along the way. And remember, we were talking about this last week with the fact that they had R-Truth, John Cena, and CM Punk in the same segment, with R-Truth attacking John Cena. It just felt like they were leading towards a pipe bomb type situation, but I did not think they were going to do it. And the fact that they actually did pull the trigger and Cena pulled that, I think it was amazing. I think that it was great that he dropped the 3 names that he dropped. And
shout out to my guy back there, Nick Nemeth.
Yep.
Oh, Ziggler.
Dropping a lot of cuss words too.
To Matt Cardona.
Yep. Cesaro.
And yep. And I think that he did an amazing job with the delivery of that promo. I love how much it made a lot of sense with the way he reworded it. And I'm just interested to see where they go with this. Even the blowing the kiss, all of that was kind of a callback from CM Punk doing that when he beat Cena with it and took the title with him. I think that was a great touch to that particular segment. I do want to mention something that's been kind of bothering me and getting on my nerves, because excuse me, I'm trying to remember if it was Raw or SmackDown that he was on, but I got to talk about El Grande Americano. So I'm going to need people to stop slandering his name. Okay, they need to put some respect on his name too. They keep accusing this guy of being Chad Gable because Chad Gable is not around, and I don't appreciate this. You know who else hasn't been around since El Grande Americano popped up? Ludwig Kaiser. So I need them to take this heat off of Chad Gable, let him be great, and let Americano. They need to leave him alone. That's my boy. So
I'm the Gulf of America, man.
Gulf America.
Go.
Oh man. But yeah, but no, I did like that segment. I do like the fact that Bronson Reed, not Bronson Reed, I'm sorry. Braun Breaker. I like Braun Breaker. I like his intensity. I love his spear pause, I think. But he looks dangerous in a good way. Just like intimidating. And I like it. And I guess he has no choice from the family he comes from.
Kind of like a Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. So yeah, I can see Maya Lesnar if she decides to become a wrestler, she's gonna be just like her father.
Mhm.
And who knows? Well, I'm thinking they would probably give her a different name because of the circumstances. But nah, I think her name that name has so much weight with it, and marketability.
Oh, she'll dominate the women's division.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
just look at her size and all that stuff. As long as she has any type in her athleticism, if she can move and do stuff safe, she's going to dominate. And that's when
And we need a
you
China.
should.
We need more of
Yeah,
those.
but that's when you should give the ladies a lady manager, a Paul Heyman for real. That when you really give a lady a stepping stone to be that ridiculous manager, greatest women's manager of all
Someone better
time.
call
There's
Jacqueline.
really nobody to do that really, other than like a Sunny or a Sensational Sherry and all of them. They were just faces that came up with the guys. I'm talking
Yeah, that's why I
about a
said
mouthpiece
Jacqueline.
pause. You feel me? I don't know if
Mhm.
Jacqueline that point right there, but I'm talking about somebody on the card that's not used. That's probably a smaller
Yeah.
person. What's that lady that wrestles? Candice LeRae or something like that. You feel me? Like maybe change her around, and she's a smaller person that becomes a mouthpiece or something. But yeah, I'm sorry. Is that your
Mhm.
point, Devin? I'm sorry, man.
No, but and that's kind of how AJ Lee was for a little bit. She took a couple roles when she couldn't wrestle, with
Yep.
being the manager. She was, I guess, a chaperone to Biggie and Dolph Ziggler. Um, yeah, I think there's a few people that they can put in that role, especially if it's somebody who's not actively wrestling. Just like you said, they can take somebody from NXT technically, just like they did the Rock's daughter, and they made her the general manager or whatever the NXT. So I think that there's options out there, and I think that if Maya did decide to join, I think that she would be perfect for that scenario. And but that's for future us to talk about. Glad to see Alexa, and actually that's all I really had about that for SmackDown.
That's fine, bro. Let's get to you say your overall grade was still an A, right?
It was still an A.
Okay. BA, what's your overall grade of SmackDown? What's your overall opinions of the show?
So SmackDown for me was a B. Once again, LA Knight comes out, proves why he belongs. Just a great talker, and fast forward, completely got destroyed. So hopefully he's gonna be out for 1 to 2 weeks. Maybe that's his little mini vacation. But yeah, he's not gonna. I mean, once you get attacked by both of these cats, it's pretty much like you're gonna be out for a little bit till your surprise return. Maybe SummerSlam, who knows? But that's that for that. Alexis Bliss every
Alexa.
week, bro.
Alexa.
Every week, Alexa Bliss. It's the Bliss part, right? So, well, she blissfully got destroyed by Asuka.
No, y'all, all of y'all,
names
all of y'all. Jesus, Oscar.
That's what. Yep, that's what I said every time. So she won once again with the makeup on, did a great job. And then it's the Aleister Black and homeboy from Pretty Deadly. That tag team is not important, and he wasn't important, which is the perfect person that they chose for Ron Killings to come and attack out of nowhere. And I like to carry on. I like the fact that Black pulled him up like, "Yo, what are you doing with my match?" Like, cool. I like to see them two have a fight. The fact that Damian Priest came over top of him, and played Peacemaker. I think Ron Killer should have came after him. Like yo, don't think that I'm the same person that I used to be. But they went a whole different route, and we had to recover from the route that they chose. It was right there. Right there, those two dudes.
There,
let them go through them.
Right
and
there.
then he can build it up from there. But let's see what happens. Right, we have no faith, but let's see what happens. Randy beat Sammy convincingly, one-on-one, clean, no issues there. So as I said previously, I like to see Randy and Cody now. So I think that Cody should be beating Jey Uso when that time comes.
Tiffany, let me ask you this question before you keep on with Tiffany. And I remember that because I talked with Travis about this, and he's not on the show. We missed Travis; he had to go party. But I asked him can Cody lose this match to Jey Uso? I know it's kind of previewing for Raw and all that stuff. But can Cody lose
Can
this
he
match?
can he do that? Yes, because all it takes is something illegal to happen and the referee don't catch it. Then that's
But
his
why
way
would
out.
somebody? I got you. But why would somebody help Jey Uso right now? Like they have common enemies and all right now. It wouldn't be so. The way it would happen, somebody's gonna get beat. You feel me? Like
But would
I
it be
think
that?
that Jay, if I'm Seth, right? This is the person I'm talking about, Seth and his crew.
mhm.
If I'm Seth, I'm choosing to take the belt off of Jay. If Jay wins versus taking the belt off of you, you're the harder opponent. So
so you
you
gonna have
can
Seth.
play that way.
So you got Seth thinking about the third guy in line. He taking out
Yes.
the third guy in line already. Like I got you. I mean, it could happen
It's
that way.
a
but
stretch.
That better
It's
be
a stretch.
that better be the only way. Because if other than that, if Cody, I'm just saying, Cody just took
They
the Elder
can't beat
John
him no
Cena
other
in
way.
a horrible match, and Cody back now. Cody took a break. He returned. Like this, when you return from your break, you supposed to go on a little streak for a second. We see Asuka about to win the Queen of the Ring. But she at least won a couple to go to Jade or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Like you supposed to get that. You about to knock off Cody Rhodes right now? Like that's going,
Tough.
man. You not Cody gonna be Cody not needed. Like not to knock him, but like if Cody loses, what storyline is he a part of?
Why is he here right now?
Yeah, basically, you basically gonna throw him to Seth Rollins, right?
That's why Cody kind of has to win.
But also to your point
Nightmare,
about
King of the Ring.
if there was some sort of interference, it may not be as much helping Jay as it is hurting Cody. So
It could be hurting Cody. I'm just saying either way, you're still you're hurting Cody. You feel what I'm saying? Even if you hurt Cody and you do that, I still feel like in a way you're hurting Cody because Cody now is on a downward trend. Unless you're changing him heel eventually. Unless that's the trump card at the end. You're like, man, you know what? Yeah. He's starting to realize this ain't working. I've been being a politician forever and all.
See,
and this
but
is
you say that, right? And it leads me to something else I was going to say later. I'll just bring it up now.
Okay, go ahead.
That's the route that Sammy's taking right now. Karrion Kross is influencing him to be like, yo, the good guy ain't working. You need to check.
Cena about to be a good guy. Cena going to be a good guy being a bad guy.
So Cody should go back.
He's going to be a good guy. They're not going to change him back face like people think. He's going to stay this Cena, but as
a
good guy. Yes.
Stone Cold.
Yes.
Yes, there you go. But I'm sorry. Go to Tiffany and Aubrey. I apologize, bro.
No, you're good. You're good. Tiff and Nia Jax. Okay. I like the Naomi being a part of it. Let's just say that, right? It gives Naomi purpose. Like, oh, she's coming out. She cashing it? No, not yet. Oh, she cashing it? Oh, Nia Jax is preventing that for some apparent reason. So eventually they might have to have some type of mini squash before she gets to that point. So it just keeps people engaged, and I'm okay with that. Similar to Charlotte and Chelsea Gray. Shout out to Charlotte for not injuring her knee because Piper Niven just came and smashed her knee, and I'm like, yo, that was crazy. I thought it was done. I was like, I was looking the entire time, and the referee even thought that she was like all over her. I guess she was fine. She walked off, right? So clearly, as I stated a little while ago, Alexa Bliss, yes, and Charlotte, they're going to have some type of camaraderie. So she's going to join the dark side in a sense, right? So let's see how that works out. Solo and Jacob, clearly my highlight of the night, although John Cena's pipe bomb was crazy. That was my highlight. Every time I see these two guys have some type of interaction, I'm for it. Shout out to JC Mateo. And then Jimmy's getting involved. So thank you for keeping Jimmy involved in it. Although I thought Jay was going to come out too. It was like, oh, are we going to get no. I don't know. We didn't get it. But it was cool to see Jimmy involved in that. So like I said, all in all, these are things that I like, right? And I already mentioned LA getting destroyed. And there's the pipe bomb moment. I just think that it came out the expense of Ron Killings. And that's the part I don't like. That was the whole time me and Kim was going back and forth positively. But I was like, yo, it's going to be a trick bag along the way. And I don't want it for him. And I think that this could be it. Let's see how they spin it. But Ron was just an afterthought of what happened with CM Punk and John Cena, and he did not have to be. He did not have to be sacrificed like this. Like after he got hit with the belt, it was a wrap. Like you didn't see him. You didn't see him. Nope. So he must have went to the back, and then it was all on him. And then John did. The thing is, you chose the expensive, the hype of Ron Killings to smash him. Hopefully they didn't squash him. They smashed him. Hopefully they didn't squash him or bury him. Right We're praying for that part of it. But to set up something that they knew was going to happen, like this pipe bomb was scheduled to happen. That's why I see it. That's how he brought the tape out. Everything. All this was scripted to happen. So you knew that once John get going, pause. He's almost the greatest mic person of all time, right? So you knew that it was going to be an epic moment. You knew that this was going to be something that people, like King always say, can I watch this? Can I watch it again? Yes, you're going to watch this episode again. You're going to watch this part again. You're going to keep going and over, just like you watch CM Punk's over and over and over again, right? You want to see, well, what did I miss something the first time? Did I miss something the second time? You're going to keep watching that segment over and over and over again. And who you're not going to see is Ron Killings. And they took that hype. So everyone was watching that match anyway to take advantage of that for the pipe bomb, which in a cruel way, smart. It's demonic.
It's horrible. It's horrible as hell. You brought him back or whatever because of the fans. Fans told you bring him back, so you like, okay, I'm gonna bring him back for you, but I got something for you. We're gonna put him in a different situation. We're gonna give you a victory. He gets hit in the head with the title. That's not a victory. This dude was done. Like you said, he was knocked out. You couldn't see him no more, and then you used him as a stepping stone. I said it last week. R-Truth was making John Cena's heel run look even better. It was getting credibility because of R-Truth. You used R-Truth to make John Cena's heel, like this whole pipe bomb work because of R-Truth. Yes. So it's like you better have something else for R-Truth and it better not be done. Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead, BA. Finish.
I was done. That was it. That was the
I wanted to say something too. I don't think that this is over with them. And I think that this is obviously done on purpose, but if you look at it, you also saw CM Punk land there for 10 minutes, on the table, knocked out, while Cena delivered his promo. I think that something like this, the focus has to be on CM Punk because they have an upcoming match. But R-Truth is still in the background, in the bushes, waiting for Cena to come up so he can come and knock him out. R-Truth is probably going to be heavily involved in the outcome of that match with Cena and CM Punk.
I hope.
And
it felt like, Devin, I saw this before. We saw the old pipe bomb. It was 3 people involved in that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the one guy after that pipe bomb was done that you didn't even care about? People didn't even realize won the match.
Right.
You feel me? Like that guy was gone. He was just a stepping stone for the pipe bomb and the situation that was about to occur or whatever. Like, I just hope it's not the same thing as it looked the same with R-Truth again. He got the W or whatever, but then he was just gone. It was like when you see the screen of it says on WWE YouTube or whatever, Cena beats R-Truth and then does the thing against CM Punk. R-Truth not in the thumbnail at all. It's Cena and what's his name?
Punk.
It's Punk. Yeah, like I just don't trust Paul, man. Like that's
it should be them too. It should be the fact that scene of him laying on that table and him on the ring. How often do we remember Austin in that Royal Rumble when he was on the corner and then Bret Hart came out? It's certain moments that's epic, that's scorched in our head. You feel me? I know Big King talking about it all the time. It's scorching our head. So
you could have had security, bro. Security could have been escorting them out. You feel me? You could have security escorting Ron out. He was getting back up, going crazy or something. Security escorting him back out. You could have had something like that. That's why I had a problem with this match being on regular TV, and I felt something was up. Why was this on regular TV? Like I felt like it was Paul trying to outsmart us, the people, because I heard a news story, them telling the writers and all, don't listen to the viewers and all recently saying, hey, just go ahead and do what you're going to do and not do that no more. So I think it's Paul trying to outsmart us and say, I'm going to turn this into something where it's going to build up what we really want you to see. We're giving you a Roman Reigns that you didn't want to see right now, this whole setup, and we're going to twist it somehow, some ways that you really do want to see Roman Reigns. And I feel like he might be doing that.
So question, y'all don't think Cena has any control over this?
I think he did, and Ron Killings got to be in the main events. You feel me? He can only do so much.
Because I feel like a lot of this stuff. I mean, obviously the plans change because of Ron Killings, but like the pipe bomb had to be planned months in advance. This had to be on his bucket list of things he wanted to pull off. And I think the fact that Ron Killings is involved made it more.
Truth is going to be fired though, Devin.
You think he's gonna be fired?
he was going to be released. Remember, they were about to.
Oh
His last
yeah.
match was going to be JC Mateo. So Truth would
Mhm.
not have been involved in this. So it was
Yeah.
all planned, and he wouldn't have been involved. I'm saying they
Right.
didn't have to
Right.
include Truth in this at all. They tried to make it a playback, like we thought.
Right.
It's a play with our minds to say,
Right.
well, remember that nostalgia and all that stuff. And it's like, well, look at Cena and Punk, and it's like, but
Right.
Truth.
Mhm.
Go ahead, BA.
So what you're saying, right? From both, I'm connecting both of y'all. What y'all saying at the same time, like they could have had that moment in which, okay, scorched in mind moments. How many times did Austin get arrested and walked out? Right.
Oh yeah.
Ron could have went wild after that. After he beat up homeboy, whatever like that. Yes, we were saying that this was the match, but because of that, we had to escort him out. Cena talks about that for like 2 seconds. CM Punk comes out. Same exact thing happens. Same exact thing. He gets hit with the belt or whatever the case may be, knocked out over the thing, over the FA attitude adjustment. And then he had the pipe bomb. The same kind of thing could have happened, and you would have remembered. Hey, I remember wrong. I remember he got scored out that night.
You just protect all of your wrestlers. But hold on, before we continue going on Queen, I want you to get in here, babe. What's your thoughts on
Apologies.
Smackdown? No, you good, bro. What's your thoughts on Smackdown? Overall great.
Yeah, I was just kind of letting everybody do their thing.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
Well, I guess I'm gonna try and move away from that before I move back to it. I would give this one a B plus because I do feel like it was a hot night. Everyone for the most part was really hot on mic. I'll touch on that as I said the other thing before, but tonight or actually Friday night was kind of like a representation of how over LA Knight is. I do think like it's kind of dirty how they're doing him, and like watching that night like was kind of like, dag, yeah, they really are just turning him into a jobber when the crowd absolutely loves him. I didn't really care much for the Charlotte Flair Chelsea Green match. But Randy Orton, I always adore Randy Orton. They always got to find a way to stick him in somewhere. So I'm hoping he has a major storyline because I feel like his retirement is coming soon. Like I think we're seeing it. It's going to be in the near future, maybe 3 years from now, but it's coming. And I think also watching a lot of his friends retire that he started with and wrestled with is it's being like it's time, sort of thing. Because we already know that AJ Styles is going to be retiring soon, so it's going to be a lot of people that I watched in the early 2000s and the late 90s that are retiring. So it's kind of sad. Like even thinking back to the R-Truth thing as well, is just watching a lot of people just not just age out, but just get to the point where it's not even that their heart's not in it anymore. They're just ready for the rest of their lives. So, I'm watching Randy Orton a lot heavier than I am watching John Cena. No offense, because I've always just had more of an affinity towards him. And he had an awesome ending to our friend and jobber Sami Zayn, and which the crowd chanted, and he continued to destroy him some more. Asuka, she's they putting her in a lot of matches since her comeback. So she had a nice match against Alexa Bliss. Like, again, can't complain. Love seeing her. She's 42, 43, I think, years old. And she's looking like, R-Truth. She looked like somebody in her 20s with the way she's wrestling. So I'm excited to see how many more years that she's going to be, and not just in WWE, but just wrestling in general. But to start talking about the pipe bomb. So everybody kind of already touched on it already. I feel like there's two major things I got out of it that didn't even have to do with the pipe bomb, but just the environment is one, like you said, is I feel like they exploited R-Truth's momentum right now, and they exploited it to do the pipe bomb. I do feel like R-Truth's situation has also elevated and brought more attention to John Cena's heel run, and that I do believe he will turn babyface at the end as well, based on all the actions. But I do feel like, just like BA said, that they could do a lot more fun stuff with this storyline right now. Like, I'd love to see some 7-Eleven action. I'd love to see some just outside VJs or something, like in a parking lot. Like, I want to see like some awesome off ringside, like some non-ringside matches. Like, that would be cool to continue to build the momentum of R-Truth being like off the rails now because he's a broken man. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the story they're pushing. He's a broken man and he's got to go take back what's his, and that he's just going to go take it however he's going to. Like, they should have they should have started setting up more of a, like I said, something with John Cena off the WWE lot, maybe a pre-tape or something of them somewhere just getting into it or something. I think that would be cool, be reminiscent of the early 2000s, so I would really enjoy that. Now back to the actual pipe bomb conversation itself.
Yeah, he definitely piggybacked off of CM Punk's, but I guess I'm the rare person here. I do feel like his pipe bomb was kind of better. I do feel like his pipe bomb really came from a genuine place, a little bit more than CM Punk's. Because he's right, CM Punk is a millionaire. What are you crying for? What you whining for? You know what I mean? And yeah, you were the best of the world 7 minutes and a billion years ago at this point. Like, why are you still trying to be the voice of the people when you don't even relate to the people? Like, and John Cena already recognizes that he doesn't relate to the people anymore. That's kind of why he wants to go. He wants to go be an actor now. He's in a different part of his life now, which is fine. But as I said, I do feel like John Cena's pipe bomb had a little bit more brevity and weight behind it because we kind of expected that kind of stuff out of Punk. So it was slightly more unexpected out of John Cena. But as I said, I wish it didn't come on the coattails of the R-Truth thing that we got going on. But I did like the visuals of CM Punk just laying there like a whole bitch. Sorry if I'm cussing. But he was just laying there like a little bee on the table, just like, I'm so injured. Like, and the whole time it's just John Cena's the villain right now. Like, yeah, look at you. Look at you just laying there. Oh, look at you.
Mhm.
Why are you crying? You're rich. Why are you crying? Can't be the voice of the people. You're getting lame now. You're getting old now. I'm ready to get out of here. I'm gonna take this belt with me since you are originally Mr. Take the Belt with you. So
Mhm.
as I said, I thought this was a strong Friday. Like I enjoyed. I for the most part did enjoy every match, even the Chelsea Green match with Charlotte Flair, and I did like enjoy all of the backstage stuff that was going on because obviously they're still building up, like I said earlier, to the King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring. So there's still a little bit of stuff going on there. I know Jade is getting built up too as well, and they're kind of separating her storyline from the Naomi storyline and kind of doing her own thing now. So I think the Naomi storyline is going to start being just kind of singular, which I'm going to enjoy. That like anybody can kind of participate, sort of thing. Kind of like how AJ Lee's was is when she did her pipe bomb, it was kind of was an open invitation for lots of women to just basically be fighting her for 9 months. So as I said, I hope the same for Naomi. Give her lots of camera time. Get that girl some money. You know what I mean? Like she deserves it. And she's at the point in her career where she's worked her butt off. But I am interested to see what they're going to be doing with this Jade storyline. She's becoming a better talker, and also I guess I'll keep that for the tea as far as with Jade. I didn't know if you included that into your tea this week, but I'll hold that and do it during the tea. So as I said, it was a strong B for me this week.
Awesome. All right. I'll guess I'll go last. I'll give the show, I'm gonna give it a B minus. I gave SmackDown last week. I feel like in an A or something like that. It was a good SmackDown again. Wasn't as good as last week's, but I do think it was strong. Let me see what I should touch on. Piper Niven almost destroyed Charlotte Flair. That was wild. BA talked about that. I'm glad she's okay. Asuka doing her thing. Glad to see her back, actually wrestling again and all. Push to the moon. She's going to be a champion again soon. I would love to see her and Io have a battle against each other at some point. That should be an awesome like storyline. We'll see what happens with that. Now they broke up Damage Control completely. Let me see what else I need to talk about. Randy Orton v. Sami Zayn. I think I talked about this before. I don't know. Sami Zayn, man, you can't give Sami Zayn that belt. I'm sorry. I know at some point they want it. Maybe they give it to him for a day or something like that, and he'll lose it, and somebody cash in on him. But this dude is an enhancement talent for the main event. That's what he is. It is what it is. Randy got the win. I'm interested to see who he's going to go against in the finals. That should be a good match either way. What else am I missing? People were mad online about Aleister Black not getting a chance to wrestle Kit Wilson. Get the hell out of here. What type of match would that have been? How long would that match have been if they'd have wrestled each other? Would it have reached 5 minutes if they'd have wrestled each other? You'd have seen him be squashed and destroyed. It was a good way to have Aleister Black still included, to get Ron Killings included, to get Kit Wilson to get a second where he gets jobbed like he's supposed to be jobbed. Like there was no issue. That's just hate, from being a different color. It is what it is. We can smell it from a mile away. Let's see. The pipe bomb, lastly. Excellent. It is better than Punk's. We talked about this before. I think BA did. Cena has a way of really bringing reality into a kayfabe world where he'll tell you, even if he's your friend and all, he'll tell you what he thinks about you, like to get you better, whatever, like that, like the things you think. He talked about Cody Rhodes before being a politician and all. Like it's all fake, and we can all see it. The things that we talk about here, I guess, in the IWC. He said the same thing about CM Punk. CM Punk with the whole tweeting and all that about the Miz, when the Miz was going to Saudi Arabia and all that, and now you're doing the same thing about just the whole thing. He's a millionaire, all that BS now that we talk about with CM Punk. And the thing is, I actually like CM Punk now because I think he's playing. It's funny because he's actually not as serious now, and he's playing on it. You can tell he's a different CM Punk. but it is still facts that when he was that arrogant CM Punk of what he was doing, and Cena brought it to the light. So I thought that was cool. But again, it came at the expense of R-Truth. I got to see what Paul does with R-Truth as far as the future. I didn't like the way they treated R-Truth with that. We talked about, me and BA in a group chat, about that moment on that table being like R-Truth Steve Austin moment. Like, you could have took that and it could have made him into like a mega star. I feel now, after watching last week's SmackDown, that they used him to give John Cena his Steve Austin moment, like I just said a second ago. The crowd was in there. There was no more booing John Cena. There was no chanting for CM Punk. They went from Austin 316, says, "I just whip your ass," and John Cena told him all the truth. And he said, put the mic up and said, "Oh, they know." And he was smiling and all, saying they know what's going on. They know what I'm doing right now. So that was his moment. And I got to see what Paul does. Like, I am intrigued for this SmackDown because I want to see what he does with R-Truth. But I can see myself being very disappointed for the next week's SmackDown. And again, I'm going to give it a B- for that. But I will watch some segments from this again, obviously. But Travis isn't here, you guys. I guess I'll go to you, Queen. You next in line. What was that high-low segment, I guess, sponsored by?
I believe it was sponsored by the folks at FANATICS.
Yes, ma'am.
This I Was Told segment is brought to you by the folks over at FANATICS. FANATICS is the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love the most, including WWE. You can earn fan cash to redeem them in your orders, jersey protection for when your favorite player is traded or changes teams. They also have an unrivaled selection of authentic fan gear and FANATICS exclusives that are only available on the site. So if you need some merch and are interested in helping the channel, scan the QR code on the screen or follow the link, which is always in the description.
Let's get to the tea. All right, guys. So for this week's tea, we have Night of Champions upcoming. It's what is it? Riyadh, right? That's how you say it, correct? Okay. In Riyadh, this upcoming Saturday. I wanted to get into predictions for this show and all, but as things were happening, we had major news that ended up happening in the world today, as far as incidents that we don't really like to talk about, but it may affect the show. So I'll put this on here if you didn't know. As you can see, there's Iran and there's Riyadh. The distance of where the WWE superstar is supposed to be this upcoming Saturday doing Night of Champions, and where the U.S. just sent a missile. So a few missiles, actually.
3 missiles.
So yeah. So I basically want to get you guys' opinion on what you think about this. The UK government has told their folks that they should not be anywhere in the Middle East right now. Obviously, for certain reasons. What do you guys think? Do you think they should cancel this show? Should they move it? What should they do? I guess we go around the table real quick. Anybody wants to speak? Well, it don't got to be a round table. Just speak. Go ahead, Devin.
Wait, go ahead. Yeah.
That was Devin. Go ahead, Devin.
I was just going to say that I think that the safety of all the employees and talent should be top priority. That's just my thought.
Okay. Go next.
So I was thinking this, and I you brought it to my attention. Like I knew Saudi was like right next to Iran. Like, I'm not that foolish, but I was like, how close we talking? And when you look at that, I know it's a body of water right there, or but that ain't nothing.
This ain't the U.S. That's what I'm saying. That ain't the U.S. as far as the distance and all that. We talking about. That's
not even like an airplane. That's a drone that could wreck some things. Let's say that. So, at this point, because it's that volatile, and you never know. You never know. We are flexing our chest right now. I say that as an American. I'm not saying I support it or not, but America itself, we're flexing our muscles right now, and sometimes countries do that, right? I'm not necessarily saying that part of it. So don't tell me say that I support this what's happening, but when you flex muscles at somebody, either they take it and be like, all right, cool, I was talking, I wasn't serious, or they might say, you know what, today's the day I punch back. Yes, you know what I'm saying? And you can't play with a whole production that is the WWE and all their talent like that. It's the wrong time. It literally just happened. You got to let that thing settle for a little bit. So I don't know how much money we're talking. Saudi is probably one of the biggest sponsors when it comes to wrestling itself. especially the TKO, which we talked about. That's in a deficit right now. So you got greed at play right now. You got people saying like, "Look, hey, I know y'all feeling a little selves, but y'all better use your clone time because y'all going over there." So it's tough, and I as a person would not want my family member if they was a wrestler to be a part of that. So that's my stance on it. I wouldn't want them to do it, but I think powers that be will be forcing them to finish that show.
Queen.
I think it's in poor taste to do it. Also, too, I understand that this did just happen, but there has been a lot going on over just in general in that whole vicinity for the past like year. I don't want to get into specifics, but there's been a lot of stuff going on. So I already felt like it was possibly already dangerous to go over there. But right now, like everyone has already said, is that the safety of the wrestlers and they're in the peace to their family of knowing that they're safe comes first. And that right now it is too unpredictable to have a show there. I do feel like everyone else has said is that greed is going to win and that they're still going to have the show. I just hope that they are safe and that nothing happens to any of the wrestlers. But I do feel like there people have a little bit of a misunderstanding of the distance between those two places and just how easily things can go even more south than it already has. But yeah, I mean, with the grace of not trying to say too much, yeah, it's a mess over there. So as I said, I am hoping that the WWE does make the right choice and pulls them out or reschedules the show, but we'll see.
I'm gonna make this short and sweet because I know I want you to get to your quick tea, and then I want to answer a couple questions before we get off of here. But they should cancel the show, or even like move it to like the Thunderdome or open it up. What is it like? Some other arena or something. You don't gotta be the Thunderdome where nobody can go in there, but just some other smaller arena. I know it's a bunch of money. They need to push our truth right now. They need to actually have a superstar that actually do something, but that's a different conversation. But they can't have this show. Like this is horrible. I would think there'd be a whole bunch of wrestlers that wouldn't want to go now. And you can't force them. That's an ugly taste. Like this will really. I know WWE is a lot is associated with Trump, and they know they're friends of the family and all that stuff. As far as the old regime and guys that are in charge now, but bro, this is an ugly look if you make those wrestlers go over there. It's like, what if something does happen and all? Like this is. Oh my goodness! I think they have to switch it and change it somewhere else. Like you say, it may win and all this. I hope they're ready for this publicity though. If they bring people over, they send them wrestlers over there. This is about the people are going to like go off on Triple H and
Yeah, it's going to be a
make,
hot topic.
yeah, this is going to be ugly.
And
So
and also Triple H is going to have to answer that because it's not on Vince McMahon anymore. It's on you.
and they have to,
So
and Nick
it's
Khan
your choice.
have to,
So
they have to probably not do events there for a second. This probably about to be a second. They're going to not be able to do events, and they have to be okay with not getting that money and finding a different way. And oh my goodness, I don't know. They set themselves up for failure in a way, but that's my overall opinion of it. Queen, you want to give? I know you closed your camera, but do you want to give your small tea real quick?
Oh yeah, it was just some quick tea. So Jade Cargill is going to be
Sorry.
doing a movie with Jonathan Majors coming up. I don't have the name of it in front of me, but I feel like it was like True something, like True Fight or True something. But it'd be interesting to see how she does in the acting. But it's always funny how wrestlers always want to become actors, you know. But as I said, we'll see. Jonathan Majors obviously hasn't had like a whole bunch of like positive news about himself. And I did look it up. It's True Threat is what it is. So it's supposed to be produced by Alexis Garcia's Cat 5 with Charlemagne the God and Basil Ionic, who did John Wick and Nobody. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it might go straight to Tubi, or might go straight to YouTube, but I'll give it a shot and I'll give it a watch because why not? I mean, she might actually be a decent actress. Like it might be that wrestling is different because it's in front of an audience, you know what I mean? And that maybe in a private acting setting, she is a little bit more, more laser focused and can do a little bit better with her talking. But we'll see. I wonder if she's going to be a villain or villainess, or if she's going to be a sidekick, or if she's just going to be a supporting character just somewhere in the cast because it doesn't really
What if
clarify. But
she might be the star? But
yeah, as I said, she might be the star, too. True. You are absolutely right. But yeah, that's all that I saw other than, the things that we discussed this week. So
yeah,
yep.
BA tried to run away from the channel and answer a phone call because I had Queen up there. But since he did that, I'm gonna go to Devon. Devon, what was that segment sponsored by?
It is sponsored by Playback.
Hey, thank you to our friends over at Playback for this segment. Pause. If you're tired of the national media and the annoying ways they sometimes cover sports and other events, give the Glow Sun Production channel on Playback a try. We cover new and old school basketball, wrestling, and geek culture. And just recently, we've added boxing, mixed martial arts, anime, and even video gaming. So if you have time in your busy day, give our channel on Playback a look and check out some of our replays while you're at it. Another special shout out to our favorite at Playback. Back to the show.
Follow us on Playback, y'all. Follow us on Playback. But let's get the people what they want.
Was I supposed to bring different shorts?
Sponsored by True Classic.
Always wanted to try True Classic, but hate shopping online? Keep watching. You've probably seen our ads online. Look, I get it, you're skeptical. I mean, is everything we sell really as soft and well-fitting as we say it is? If you need to try us before you buy us, True Classic now has stores nationwide. Visit one of these stores and you can fit, feel, and outfit a bunch of our customer favorites. So don't wait for shipping or worry about how much to spend. Visit one of our retail stores today and see the True Classic difference for yourself.
And we do not have any questions or comments today, you guys. Shout out to Reg, cuz in the building over there. I see him in the comments, but he wasn't really talking about wrestling. So I guess we can get to the end of the show.
Yeah,
here.
my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, y'all. So if you haven't, thank you for watching. Well, first and foremost, thank everybody for joining the show today, everywhere, wherever you were watching or listening today. Do us a favor if you could. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell somewhere near Devon's left shoulder down there. Also, hit that like button if you could before you leave out the door. And follow us on all our socials if you could as well. We're trying to grow everywhere. Follow us at We Talk Combats damn near anywhere you could find, I guess, We Talk Combats. Also, do me a favor. Follow us on Glow Sun Production at Cap and Crown here on YouTube with myself and Rel, where we do basketball conversations, old school and new school. We'll have an upcoming show tomorrow, a new upcoming show tomorrow, where we'll probably talk about the NBA Finals tonight, the winner of the NBA Finals, and some other news or whatever. Help us over there. Subscribe. Get to our first 5,000 subscribers. Jesus, I can't talk. I'm trying to get off the show tonight. But also do me a favor as well. Follow my guys, Rel, Will, BA, and Big J over at Cuz We Geek, where they talk about all things geek culture. Guess what do y'all call it? Geek culture and anything else? Oh, he just always said geek culture. BA. Yes. Okay. Thumbs up.
That's good enough.
Yeah, so
that's good enough.
everything
Sometimes
geek
that
culture.
pause when you unmute it and take a second or two.
Yeah.
So yes, it's all good.
But follow us over there at Cuz We Geek. Help my guys get to their first 500 subscribers as well, like we're trying to over here. Also with BA, follow him on Get Off the Damn Fence. They just had their anniversary show for their 1 year of consecutive filming and recording. Shout out to you guys for doing that.
Works.
I saw you showing up. Oh my goodness, man, you so phony. Follow him over there. Other than that, y'all follow all of us on our socials underneath our names you see. Is there anything else I'm missing, guys? Anybody want to say anything?
Tonight we're going to be showing the finals over on Glow Sun Productions. So if you want to watch Game 7, we will be showing it. Please make sure you follow Cap and Crown, and then feel free to come in, get on the camera, mic, whatever. Just talk some ish with us.
Yes, follow us on Playback, like she said. And also, if you haven't already, if you sub to this channel, join the Discord. If we're having a PLE next week, if they are going to have it, we will be showing it in the Discord. We'll also be showing Raw and SmackDown as far as a watch party. Join us and then have fun with us. Talk some ish with us. We just talk the same way there, even more foolish. But guys, with all that being said, it's myself, King. I got Queen with me, BA, Devon. We're missing Travis. Hopefully we have him back next week. But this is We Talk Combat, where we talk all things combat, sports, and entertainment. We out, y'all. Peace.